Okay, a couple days ago, killed and showed you how to skin a woodchuck. And today I'm going to show you how to break it down and make sure we get all the scent glands out, and we'll get it in the oven. All right, let's go. All right, so what we need to get started, we're going to need a knife, pretty sharp, game shears, any scissors will do really, cutting board. I like to have a little wet towel, and a dead woodchuck. So step one, we're going to kind of come along and just make sure all the silver skin, all the little hairs are off. That's what the rag is for. If there's any residual stuff that we didn't quite get cleaned up in our initial rinse, we get that now. And we'll kind of get it as we go. You can use a knife or you can kind of just pull along. And just that membrane tends to hold any spots we missed of when we really cleaned. All right, so we'll kind of piecemeal and as we go, and we're going to talk about scent glands. There is one right there. They're fairly easy to spot because they don't look like meat. They look like little beans generally, so we're going to remove them because they will make the meat taste off. So there's one. I think I already got the one on this side, but let's double check. We'll just take this tissue away just to be sure. We have in the armpit, there is some tissue. It kind of looks, we'll take it as we get out, it kind of looks, I mean, it just doesn't look like meat. And it's a gland. And so we want to be sure not to really smash it all over the meat. So as we remove the front shoulder, we'll remove that. And oh, here's one on the front shoulder also. I thought I removed a couple already, but yeah, that's what they look like. They look like a little, sort of a bean. Thought I removed a couple, so we only have a couple to deal with, but there we go. All right, so we will start with the front shoulders. Come in here. And then now we've exposed where that scent gland is, we're going to pull all that tissue out of there. Goes over here, just wipe your hand a little bit. And another little part of it there. There's a little bit more in there. So as we cut this away, and this is how I break them down. There's more than one way to do this, but this is the way I prefer, and then you can really see it there. So we're going to cut that away. Boom. And I'm going to come right through here. And you want to have a purpose for what you're going to do in mind when you butcher an animal, in my opinion. So this one I'm going to slow cook in the oven. So I'm just going to break it down into parts, make sure they're all clean, put it in there, and we're going to do that, and then we're going to throw it in the broiler. If you're going to use stir-fry meat, you cook the whole thing at once. There are a lot of options there. So we're going to come here, across its. All right, and we have a scent gland there also, and we're going to just peel that out. And I try not to like smash it, as that might cause some issues in the meat. So we got that. Set that aside for now. I like to have belly meat, so I cut down along the belly here on both sides. And then I'll cut here, right in front of the pelvis. And then go back along the, boom, and out we are, hind quarter. Same thing here. Out long. And the game shears are for right here. I don't really eat this tail section, so I just cut that off. And that is a discard pile there. Then here, I like the saddle, so I'll find where the ribs are. And cut along. So I find that back rib, cut through the back strap. Do the same thing on this side. Break it. And there we go. There's a little saddle section. And then with the ribs, it's hard to cook them flat with the ribs attached. So, and this also gets rid of, there's sometimes a scent gland right by the, on its hind quarters there, right by its butt. And when you cut that away, it usually comes off with the tail. But if you cut that away, it'll be gone. Anyway, so I shave the ribs down. That's why it's nice to have a quality knife. Kind of shave them down a little bit. And this is also my technique with larger squirrels and with rabbits. Shave it down, and then I come through with the game shears. And I'll use this for stock occasionally, but I'll put it in the freezer and have it until I have several of them. And then same thing on this side. And we'll discard that. And then now we have something that can lie flat in the pan and actually cook all the way through. So here we go. I'm going to clean these up, get them in the pan. But that is the breakdown. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces. The quarters, saddle section, and rib and neck section. Alright, so now I'm just going to clean it up, get it in the pan, and we'll go from there. Alright, so I did the finishing touches on cleaning it up, and it's in the pan. We're going to season it, get it in the oven low and slow, and have it for supper tonight. Alright, so let's see what we're doing. So it's broken down, all the pieces in the pan. I just use a glass baking dish. There's the heart, and there's a Michigan woodchuck. So we're going to use little Vernors. We don't drink a ton of pop around here, but it's pretty good for this kind of purpose. I kind of spread it out so it covers the bottom of the pan. And just gives it a little something to cook in. And then I usually keep it pretty simple, at least initially. I may put more seasoning on it as I put it in the pan. But if I'm going to grill it or fry it after this, but this is just to get it going. I'll either use Tony C's or I'll use some of this Greek seasoning. And nothing crazy wild, but I'm fairly generous with the seasoning. And then little plain Jane garlic salt. So boom, Vernors in the bottom, seasoning on the top. We're going to put some foil over it, put it in the oven low and slow until it's fork tender, nearing falling off the bone, and then put a little crisp on it, and dinner